me get the story straight. The timing is yours to make.
Hi guys, was that cheesy? Today we are in the backyard of my in-laws house. I'm going to be shooting here for Social Curator. We're going to be doing summer photos. What better place than to do it by a pool? But we're going to be focusing on a few things, specifically creative cropping. Sometimes when you are shooting a poolside or in a backyard, the background isn't exactly what you want it to be, or maybe it's different than what you expect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up what I would have just naturally by a pool, and I'm going to talk about the way that I approach shooting it to cut out the background or maybe minimize the distractions in the background. And look at how cute this is. Hey. One of the reasons I was particularly drawn to this pool is because it has like a nice, cool, like double color background, but I also like this pool. I don't know what this is called. I think it's pool ladder, a pool pull-up, a pool thing. I like these pool handles. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to style this photo. The sun is dropping. I'm gonna wait for the sun just to fall behind the tree, the crest of the tree, but I can't wait too long or else the sun will fall and then we'll get too much in shade. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set this up with the idea of the pool being in the background, the sun just slowly, kind of softly up on the horizon, and then I have this beautiful white wall here that's gonna push light back into it. I'm gonna show you how I style and the light that I use in a second. So I'm gonna try it here first. Wow, Polo. So when we talk about the details, what I want to do is I source details that really give an idea into a lifestyle. I already know the type of content that I want to source, the type of details I want to source to create the content that I actually want. I really want a lifestyle-driven photo shoot to result in lifestyle photos. Because the thing that I'm really good at, which has taken me years to actually admit and say, is I know how to curate lifestyle imagery for really busy people. These are entrepreneurs, these are hustlers who want and spend their weekends out with their family, but they don't want to be taking photos and documenting it. So what we do is we create how they might be spending their weekend, we document the photo, and then we also provide it for them. So it's going to be a solution for them to be present on social media and also be present in their real life. So when it comes, like, this is all stuff that I have sourced to bring together for this photo shoot, but I also see different things happening. So when we come to talk about creative cropping, the thing I want to focus on is this bag has something printed on it and it says it's all going to happen for you. To me, if I have a really distracting background, and in this case I do, I'm going to get a really tight shot of it's all going to happen for you. And I also have these really cute floaties. If I can make sure and get some really nice glassware or put maybe something to drink in it, I can float them on the water. So when it comes to creative cropping, I'm going to focus on the big overall photo and then find ways, if there's distracting elements in the background, to break down different photos so that I have options later. However, one thing I will note is that when it comes to creative cropping, I know that I have mixed light, bright light, shaded light. So what I'm gonna do is get my camera and I'm gonna shoot small little details within the frame that are in this beautiful shaded area, and then once the sun drops and all this is shaded, then I'll shoot everything all at once. And so I'll get what it says on the bag with a little bit of the pool and this little bar area in the background, the dangling bars. And so when it comes to creative cropping, I'm gonna move details for a small portion of the photo if I feel like it would enhance the photo. And so I'm just gonna move a couple things here, shoot a small portion of what's needed. And I'm breaking up the red background with the red juice so that the juice pops even more. I'm turning out the orange spine as a pop of color between all three of the white books. I'm gonna bring in this pink, kind of like salmon colored bag, and I wanna make sure that the text on this bag doesn't compete with the text on the bingo card. So what I'll kind of do is just perhaps break it up visually. So now when it comes to creative cropping, I basically got all the details, brought it into a little area. Now I could shoot this without the distraction of things in the background. Like in this particular case, we have lots of trees, we have walls, we have empty chairs, and so I just wanna make sure that we're curating it with a lifestyle focus. What to do when it comes to creative cropping is I make sure that I get a vertical, I make sure that I get a horizontal. I have some that include the bar, I have some that have omitted the bar. Okay, so small details that only like a photographer would really notice is that in the background we have like a lot of flat water. So what JD is going to do is he's going to go to a different side of the pool, drop something in the pool to create ripples in the background to break up the actual reflection on the water. Small details, but hey, when it comes to getting good photos, this is exactly what he wants. If I can get him just like a little bit more of a pounce, so it'll break up, yeah, there it is. See, JD notices all those small details. That's so good. And so now that I'm looking at this, it looks a little sparse. I did bring a towel, so let me just see if I should add that in. A detail that I don't like to miss is that if there are intended uses of an item within a photo, they should actually be put to use. So here we have a floaty cozy for a glass, and in this one it works really well. But I noticed that if I put this red on top of this pink floaty, it got super distracting. So I just decided instead of leaving this empty, I'm gonna see if I could just put some white flowers, because then what I've created was a differential in color. We went red, pink, white. The white will pop out. It won't just be like an empty cozy, and I actually like the dimension. So we'll see how that goes. Thank you. That's cute. Look at that. That's cute. It's a small little detail. So I've noticed that if, due to the height that I'm at, I'm still getting a few things in the background that are a little distracting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand on a chair, which get me a little higher, and then shoot down at a very specific angle so I can crop out the things in the background. Okay, a couple of things to take into consideration when it comes to creative cropping. Let's review what we basically did. If you're not in ideal light, what I did was I broke down the details, I styled them in a small corner with open shade, and I shot those small things vertical and horizontal so that I had options later. And then what I decided to do is make sure that each piece of the details had a functionality in use. I broke out the bingo cards to make sure that the little pieces corresponded. I made sure and broke up color distinctions between white books and red drinks, both in this situation in the floaty and in the white book situation and the pineapple drink. When it came to the pink floaty, I wanted to make sure and get white flowers just so I could feel the space that it was in. And I noticed there was too much red along this beautiful big red towel, and so I brought in a white towel with more fringe just to add depth and dimension. So the idea is to have all of your details create functionality, to be conscious of what's in the background, and then even if you're not getting the right angle, stand on a chair, stand on a wall, get an upward angle to point down, and then kind of diffuse everything off in the background. And ever thankful for that amazing tip from JD Extraordinaire. He tapped the water so we got ripples, which would add dimension to a photo. Between all of those details, I hope that if you decide to curate summer photos, those tips will go and empower you to curate your feed beautifully. But if you would like an alternative solution so you could be present and enjoy the presents that are your family and friends during the summertime, definitely check out Social Curator that will provide all of your social media needs, and I hope to see you guys on the inside of our private Facebook group. I'll see you guys there.